Did you know that in the state of Tampa, Florida, it's a crime to be homeless? And did you know the state, Andrew Warren, the state prosecutor, the sheriff David Gee, and Rick Scott and Pam Bondi all profit off homeless people? It's true. Police abuse and kill homeless people every day just for being hungry or sleeping on a bench. They prey upon and take advantage of the homeless. But why take advantage of a helpless homeless person? You see, police get paid off the amount of arrests they make. The more arrests, the more money. No arrests, no money, no paycheck. A very simple concept to understand. Yet there's still people who believe that cops are good and here to protect and serve. Why? Ignorance. People are like sheep. People will believe anything they're told. They also want to believe that America is good, that their community, that their town is good, and they disregard anything and everything, all truth or evidence that is thrown their way. That is how it's gotten how it is today. In Tampa, Florida, if you ask for food or money, expect to be arrested, expect to go to jail for months or even a year, and get this, as soon as that homeless person gets out of jail, guess what they have to do? They have to travel miles early in the morning the very next day and see their probation officer. You may think that's not a big deal or whatever it may be, but they just got out. Inmates are released from jail usually at night or around midnight. And how do you expect this homeless person to get from point A to point B, which many times is in a completely different town or on the other side of town, miles upon miles away with no transportation? And guess what happens if that homeless person doesn't see their probation officer or make it on time? They go straight back to jail, and the officer profits off of it. Even if they do make it, they'll have to pay an absurd amount of money, thousands, up to thousands by next year. So ultimately, the police officer wins either way. You who are watching this, it's hard for you to pay for bills, isn't it? Imagine how hard it is for the homeless person to pay up to 1,000 or more just for being hungry, just for sleeping on a bench. It's all a scam, and it's designed to make money regardless. Even if the homeless person does pay it off, they still steal thousands or more from them, and the cycle repeats. The homeless person spends months in jail, then released just to be arrested again. It's so sick. Not only that, but these homeless people in jail are mistreated, abused, and even killed just for getting up to get a drink of water. For being thirsty, you could be killed. In Tampa, Florida, an inmate got up to get a drink of water only to receive his head smashed into the concrete and nearly killed for being thirsty. Not only did the inmate nearly die, but he was charged for breaking the officer's hand. Can you believe it? The reason the officer's hand is broken is because he slammed the poor guy's head into the concrete wall. His hand better be broken, and he should have been fired and put in prison. But who's to blame? The inmate. And it's not even just homeless people. These police take advantage and abuse mentally disabled people just because they can, and it gives them power. Did you also know during Christmas and Thanksgiving and holidays, the police really crack down on homeless? Why? To make the city look better, to make it look like no one's homeless, everyone has jobs and everything's good, that this is a good town to live in or to move to. Do you want to see a homeless person on Christmas? Because the city sure doesn't. Andrew Warren doesn't. David Gee doesn't. Rick Scott and Pam Bondi doesn't. It truly is disgusting how the homeless are treated, but it's even more disgusting that police profit off the homeless. Police make a huge chunk of their money off homeless people and just abusing them. Just for being hungry or being thirsty, or for sleeping on a bench. So you shouldn't treat homeless people bad. They are constantly abused and harassed and even killed by the police, and constantly being thrown into jail just to be thrown back into jail and mistreated. So if a homeless person asks for money for whatever the reason, whether it's for alcohol or food, you can't say, well, I won't give it to the homeless because they'll just spend it on beer. That's wrong. You don't know what they're going to spend it on, and it's not the point. And even if they do spend it on beer, so what? Do they have a nice bed to sleep on, a warm place, TV, electronics, family that loves them? So if that brings them happiness, let them spend it on it. You should give regardless.